Brita, PUR, and ZeroWater are three of the most popular water filters in the US, in part due to their perceived low cost. But how well do these pitchers actually work, and more importantly, which one is the best? We tested these three popular water filter pitchers using TapScore, a certified third-party lab testing service, to get objective, first-hand data on how well they removed contaminants from our water. While contaminant reduction is of course the most important category and therefore given the most weight, we also considered other important factors, including their design and materials, setup and maintenance requirements, both the upfront and ongoing costs, their speed of filtration, performance certifications, and more. So today I'm going to show you how ZeroWater, PUR, and Brita performed, and ultimately which one is the best, all according to the data. All three brands sell a few different pitcher and dispenser sizes and models, but they all use the same filter elements. Additionally, Brita and PUR each have a basic filter, as well as a more advanced filter which costs more. And for our tests, we use the more capable PUR Plus and Brita Elite filters. All three of these brands are sold at most of the big box stores, as well as online on Amazon, and the upfront cost really depends on the vessel model and filter element you choose, and of course, where you buy it from. In general though, Brita pitchers and dispensers range from about 18 to 50 bucks, PUR is about 15 to 35 bucks, and ZeroWater, which has the widest range of vessels available, range from about 20 to $80. Now let's get straight to the point and see how PUR, Brita, and ZeroWater compare when it comes to removing contaminants from water. Although many water filter brands claim to eliminate a wide range of impurities, we like to evaluate how these claims hold up in real-life conditions. So I used 4 TapScore test kits to get an unfiltered water sample, as well as samples from each of the pitchers after they'd filtered the same water. And when I got the results back, our unfiltered test detected 8 contaminants with potential health risks in our unfiltered water. These included uranium, fluoride, nitrate, copper, sulfate, strontium, barium, and molybdenum. Fluoride and uranium were detected at concentrations above the most conservative health guideline level, so we were the most concerned about removing these. Neither the PUR Plus nor the Brita Elite pitchers were effective at removing fluoride, which might be a deal breaker if reducing fluoride is one of your top priorities. ZeroWater, on the other hand, did a much better job and completely eliminated it. Moving on to uranium, PUR did better here, reducing it by a respectable 80%. Brita still struggled, with uranium only reduced by 26%, and once again, ZeroWater came out on top by completely eliminating uranium as well. Now, something I quickly want to note, so I used treated shared well water for this test, and uranium is much more commonly found in groundwater compared to surface water. So while Brita might not effectively filter out uranium, that doesn't necessarily make it inferior to the other pitchers. It simply might not be the best choice for your specific needs, depending on what's in your water. So here's how each of these 3 water filter pitchers addressed the other contaminants detected in my water. Brita only reduced strontium by 13%, while PUR and ZeroWater eliminated it completely. Nitrate is another contaminant commonly found in groundwater, especially in agricultural areas. PUR reduced it by 42%, Brita by just 5%, and ZeroWater eliminated it. All 3 pitchers did a great job with copper, PUR reducing it by 98%, and Brita and ZeroWater by 97%. PUR only reduced molybdenum by 23%, and Brita by just 7%. But yet again, ZeroWater completely removed it. We saw a minimal 4% reduction of sulfate by PUR, a 1% increase by Brita of just 0.1 parts per million, and ZeroWater completely removed it. And finally, PUR reduced barium by just 4%. However, both Brita and ZeroWater completely removed it. All 3 pitchers also effectively removed chlorine, which is kind of the most basic filtration you'd expect out of any water filter designed for city water. Interestingly, while Brita retained the healthy minerals in our water, both PUR and ZeroWater significantly reduced calcium and magnesium, and ZeroWater also reduced sodium and overall TDS. The sodium actually increased in the PUR filtered water by a massive 388%. So the filter most likely uses a sodium-loaded cation exchange resin, which exchanges unwanted positively charged ions, as well as calcium and magnesium, for sodium. It likely combines anion and cation exchange resins to offer a more thorough contaminant reduction. So ZeroWater is clearly the most capable of addressing the issues in our water, being the only pitcher to eliminate or greatly reduce every single contaminant with potential health effects. Now, I do also need to highlight one issue that ZeroWater had. Our tests detected 3.4 parts per billion of chloroform in the filtered water, while none was found in the unfiltered sample. Now, to clarify, I don't think that the ZeroWater cartridge itself was the source of this disinfection byproduct. Instead, the detection likely has to do with our testing procedure. We used a large 5-gallon bucket to fill all the pitchers. We tested 8 total at the same time and collected the unfiltered sample only after most of the water had already been poured into the pitchers. Since chloroform and other THMs are highly volatile, the most plausible explanation is that it was present in the water from the start, but by the time we'd collected the samples for the unfiltered test, it had already dissipated into the air. However, this detection of chloroform post-filtration suggests that ZeroWater might not be that effective at addressing some disinfection byproducts. Now, our testing was of course limited to the specific set of contaminants found in our water. To evaluate a water filter's performance beyond our own data, it's helpful to check official performance certifications to verify contaminant reduction. And we've got kind of a mixed bag here. The PUR Plus filter is certified by the NSF to standards 42, 53, and 401 for the reduction of all contaminants that PUR claims to reduce. The Brita Elite filter is IATMO and WQA certified to NSF ANSI standards 42, 53, and 401 as well, to reduce 15 out of the 33 contaminants listed on Brita's performance data sheet. ZeroWater has NSF certifications to standards 42 and 53 for the reduction of just 6 of the 43 contaminants that they claim to reduce. It's reassuring that PUR only makes contaminant reduction claims that are backed by their official performance certifications. And Brita's certification for 15 contaminants and ZeroWater trailing with just certification for 6 is still better than having none or relying solely on third-party testing data. Filtration rate is another important factor to consider when comparing water filters. This is particularly important for water filter pitchers, which use gravity-based filtration and tend to be slower than filters that rely on incoming water pressure or the pressure from a pump. So we timed how long it took to filter water through the pitchers and then used this data to calculate a flow rate in gallons per hour, which is the industry standard measurement of filtration rate. PUR filtered 1/4 of a gallon of water in 5 minutes 19 seconds, giving it a filtration rate of 2.82 gallons per hour. Brita was slightly quicker, filtering 0.39 gallons of water in 8 minutes and 1 second, which gave it a flow rate of 2.92 gallons per hour. And ZeroWater was the slowest, filtering 0.39 gallons in 8 minutes 56 seconds, which gives it a flow rate of 2.62 gallons per hour. So there were really no unusual results here. They all provided a pretty standard filtration rate for water filter pitchers, which will naturally slow down over time as the filter nears the end of its lifespan. As for the design category, all 3 brands sell a variety of different pitcher models, shapes, sizes, colors, and designs. But for this section, scores were awarded for the specific pitcher models that I tested: ZeroWater's 12-cup Ready Pour pitcher, Brita's 10-cup Tahoe pitcher, and the PUR Plus 7-cup pitcher. All 3 of these pitchers are made of BPA-free plastic. PUR's pitcher reservoirs are made from SAN, a styrene-based plastic, and its lids and filter housings are made from polypropylene. Brita's pitchers are also made from SAN and polypropylene, and the ZeroWater pitcher is made from ABS and polypropylene. They might not win any design awards, but I found that all 3 of these pitchers felt lightweight yet sturdy with ergonomic designs for practical use. And material safety is part of the performance certifications that all 3 of these pitchers have achieved. Even so, there are still questions about the safety of using plastic to store food and water, and even pitchers that are made of BPA-free plastic may still contain other bisphenols and possibly leach microplastics into the water. Even so, there are still questions about the safety of storing food and water in plastic, and even plastic that is BPA-free may still contain other harmful bisphenols and risk microplastics leaching. ZeroWater sells a glass dispenser, which you may prefer if you want to limit your exposure to plastic, but there's still plastic in the filter cartridges which do sit down in the filtered water. PUR, Brita, and ZeroWater each took under 5 minutes to assemble with an easy, straightforward process as to be expected. And this is a major selling point for anyone looking to avoid the hassle of connecting a water filter directly to their water line. I needed to prime the PUR and Brita filter cartridges by holding them under running water for 30 seconds, while the ZeroWater requires no priming and could be used straight out of the box. Ongoing maintenance is required to keep any water filter functioning properly, and once again, PUR, Brita, and ZeroWater performed equally well in this category. Brita has a filter change timer on the lid, and I know that some PUR models do, but this small 7-cup model that I tested does not. And ZeroWater provides a TDS meter to monitor filter life, and they recommend changing the filter when it reads 006. Now, ZeroWater's marketing sometimes presents a misconception that all total dissolved solids are inherently bad and that you should be concerned about removing them from your water. But what's really important to note is that not all TDS are harmful. Some dissolved solids like calcium and magnesium are actually healthy minerals which are beneficial to human health. And on the other hand, there are other contaminants that may pose a risk that don't even make up part of the TDS reading. So things like suspended solids, including bacteria and other pathogens, as well as microplastics, aren't even included in the TDS reading. So even if the reading is low, the water may still have other contaminants. Now, if this is confusing, don't worry, you're not alone. So let me know down in the comments if you have any questions about total dissolved solids or water contaminants in general. So swapping out the filters is easy for PUR and Brita, but ZeroWater requires a bit more elbow grease to get the seal tight. And now filter lifespan is where things start to get really different. Keep in mind that filter longevity is influenced by several factors, including water quality, as well as how often the pitcher is actually used. The Brita Elite filter has a projected lifespan of up to 120 gallons or 6 months, giving it an ongoing cost of just 17 cents per gallon. The PUR Plus filter is still super affordable at 27 cents per gallon, even though the filters need to be replaced once every 40 gallons or about 2 months on average. The ZeroWater filter has a capacity as low as just 8 gallons, which is highly dependent on the total dissolved solids in your water. Now, based on the typical conditions in their chart, I calculated the ongoing cost of ZeroWater filters to be a whopping 70 cents per gallon. This makes it twice as expensive as PUR and more than 4 times the cost of Brita in terms of ongoing filter replacement costs. Now let's quickly compare the warranty, shipping, and returns policies of each of these companies. Brita offers an industry-leading 1-year warranty for its water filter pitchers, while PUR and ZeroWater warrant their pitchers for 90 days and their filter cartridges for just 30 days. As for shipping, Brita and ZeroWater do ship for free, but only if your order exceeds the minimum spend of $35 for Brita or $60 for ZeroWater. PUR's shipping is a bit more complex as their products are only sold through third-party distributors, each of whom has their own shipping policy. Brita also leads the pack with its 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee, while PUR and ZeroWater do not have a dedicated returns policy. Here, it's easy to see why Brita stands out as one of the most popular water filter pitchers, offering the longest warranty and being the only one with a reassuring guarantee. After comparing Brita, PUR, and ZeroWater across all of our testing metrics, their similarities are quite clear. In terms of filtration speed, design quality, and ease of use, there's really not that much to set them apart. However, when it comes to contaminant reduction and filter longevity, this is really where we see the differences. ZeroWater excels at contaminant reduction, but has the shortest filter lifespan and highest ongoing costs. Brita, with a more limited contaminant reduction capability, excelled with its impressively long filter life and cheaper replacement costs. And PUR fell just about in the middle, but it's certified to reduce every contaminant they claim to address, which did help boost its score. Ultimately though, none of these water filter pitchers stand out definitively as the best. So if you want to find out which water filter pitcher really is the best, the next video coming up right now is going to tell you all about it, so click or tap to keep watching.